Welcome. Dude, something already tells me that this game is going to be hard to beat, but for sure, it gets better as we go on, right? Right? Maybe that wasn't going to be the last time we had to deal with that, but for sure I can beat this spider, right? And for those who don't know, I have a big fear of spiders, so this level as it is was already hard for me just by just fighting the damn spider. So it was already like a scary experience going into the fight and not knowing that it was gonna be a big ass spider. I thought it was gonna be like a small little spider that I had to beat. Nope, it's an actual fucking spider that is very, very aggressive and also really scary because he decides to do a lot. But for the people who don't know that what I'm doing right now, I'm just basically like trying to figure out what what I'm gonna use to beat this damn thing, and my weapon of choice is gonna be the great sword because spear wasn't gonna cut it, and I just don't like using dual wielding in general. So this is gonna be my official run on beating the spider.
I shit you not. I was so scared when this fucking spider decided to attack me like the way he did.
General. It's been my dream to fight side by side with the great General Khazan.
Everyone else thinks I'm a traitor.
It doesn't matter what they think. You're a savior, not a traitor.
Okay, for the people who don't know what happens after this, there is a side quest that you have to do for a blacksmith, and that blacksmith basically tells you, "Oh, I need my hammer to be able to craft you like armor and whatnot." And for some reason, it's in the fucking caves. Is in the caves again, but it's actually not who you think it is. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you to Freddy Fazbear.
Is anyone there? I'm trapped. Please, help me. That mad bear's gone now, right? Thank you so much for saving me. I was on. Please, let me give you a little something.
my hammer! I expected nothing less from the great Khazan. Now I can make whatever you need. Oh, look.
The fuck? Who the fuck were those people? So, all jokes aside, what I just read was basically like one of the most craziest things. That armor ends up letting you use Brink Guard to give you a fire attribute, which means that anytime I do a perfect block, it gives me 10 seconds of just using fire, which means this is going to be really helpful for enemies that have a lot of HP, and basically I'm able to do a lot of damage over time the more fire I give them or throw fire at them, which is a good thing, because if I know anything about Souls-like games, is that chip damage is always a good thing no matter what. And they just gave me a really OP ass equipment. For those who don't know, this is a armor set you can get later, like early on in the game. I have it on my shorts as a boss battle that I fought off with the spear. But yeah, this armor you get from beating that boss. And not gonna lie to you, I would love to use this more often, or like armors that use, like, you know, attributes, like element attributes, because I believe the spider one also has that, but it's for poison. But either way, I'm so excited that I finally get to use an element to attack with. This is beyond one of the best things I have figured out. You know what? I'm not even gonna deal with it this time. Take me to the boss battle.
Tristan!
My lord, get out of here! You want to die with him too? Show me it! aiming at?
You're still alive.
Not for long!
Alright, we made it to the boss battle. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm actually really pissed off because I kept falling off and I didn't want to show that because it was like just 20 minutes of me just falling off the map on accident. But no, for the next video I'll actually have that. But there's something I hate about this is that this boss can regenerate his stamina. And if you get the boss's stamina all the way down to like nothing, they basically come into this state where they just can't fight you back and they just get exhausted. But when it comes to human bosses, or like bosses that are humans, they get their stamina back. So they cannot, die. Or their stamina does not go as to zero at all. So the fact that I believe that this is going to be the run, the only run that I was just going to be like, oh, it's going to be easy, we were going to get done, let's go, we got this. But the fact is that this guy has so many attacks that can just one-shot you. And the fact that I wanted to do something for dual wielding, because dual wielding has had no justice so far. Spear has one ring, Great Sword has two, and dual wield only has one. But that was only a mini boss, not a real boss. So this whole time I was just trying to show off that I could do dual wielding skills the rest of the people, right? Like people on the internet. Turns out it is fucking hard to use dual wielding. I hate dual wielding. And throughout this whole video, or like throughout this whole time, I just did not want to use it. I just did not want to use it. I wanted to switch so badly and just not use it anymore. But I stood strong and I still kept using dual wielding, even though it was just killing me inside. But yeah, this is the run that basically got me in the streak of dying a lot in this boss fight. Yeah, boss fight. What was I talking about again? Ah, yes, I remember now. How fucking annoying this guy is. Cue the rock.
Khazan. Is it really you? Great General. Thank all the gods you're alive.
Tristan. Why are you with that traitor?
No, you don't understand.
I do.
At the Emperor's command, we were sent to quell the border conflict. Yet found all quiet there when we arrived. As per your orders, we had with us your written commands, permitting us to withdraw and return through Vitellon. But on the way, we were ambushed by bandits, who took us by surprise and stole the written commands. It was Scalpel, who was scouting nearby, who saved us. Even though I was wounded, I knew I had to get to the Imperial Palace. But there, I was arrested for aiding you in the crimes against the Empire that they said you were guilty of. It was Pavel who saved me, Great General. He told me how all this was a plot by the Emperor. From the moment he sent us to the borders, we were to be labeled as traitors. I swear to you, Pavel is not your betrayer.
Pavel, my old friend. I am sorry for misjudging you.
Time for regrets later, General. I don't think those bandits were acting on their own. If we find them, we may learn why they ambushed us and stole the letter. They're called the Knives Vale Gang, and their lair is a place called Nadin.
Why are you still here? Video's over. Weirdo.